Hello, YouTube. Welcome to session one of The Shadows of Rivervale. um, so the party has all arrived in the port city of Silverport for their own reasons and have all found themselves headed to the Hunters Guild to register as a hunter. You all have finished your paperwork and are waiting for your acceptance. Uh, with the knowledge that all the lowest ranks are required to work together in groups before you're given a chance to hunt on your own. You all find yourselves waiting in the reception area. Um, would you guys like to introduce yourselves? Yeah. Waiting for everyone today, definitely. Okay. Okay. Uh, who would like to go next? Okay. Yes. Your art is displayed for the internet, but I can upsize. It would be a dagger one. Yeah. Like coastal storm clouds? Okay, we got Garrus and Jolie's left. Okay. And last we have Joel Eats. Okay. So probably you all have finished your paperwork. It's probably been about 30 minutes to an hour-ish. When you see one of the receptionists come out of the back room with uh, a clipboard like thing full of things, and you hear the clattering of tags, which you know are given out to the hunters of the Hunters Guild. And she stands out in the room, goes, "Can we have Jolitz, Garrus, Benedict, Vanya, Keith, and Auric?" Oh, I totally. Okier, right? Is it Okier? Okio, sorry. I was still putting your name in my notes because you didn't get it to me till today. Okay. So she calls out all your names, goes, "Please step forward." you guys all approach. Um, okay. Okay, so you folks have all officially been registered. Um, for the time being, until you either rank up or it's been a significant amount of time, or appropriate amount of time, you six will be considered a group for all quests. Um, Here's your tags, and she begins handing out your, I believe it's wormling rank tags. Nope. Let me find for sure. Notes. We're hatchling. Your hatchlings. So there's 5 ranks. There's 5 ranks in the Hunters Guild: hatchling, drake, wyvern, dragon, and then great worm. So you all have been accepted at the hatchling. And she gives you things and is like, good hunting. The job board is right over there. Yep. You're fine. Okay, so jobs. There is 10 active quests that say fungi hive extermination that are ranked as hatchling or higher. They pay anywhere from 200 to 400 gold. There is 2 of them posted to Silverport. 3 post. This is this one is for the group. You will also get to turn in any of the crystals, the beast crystals you collect from the extermination as well for extra pay. There's three of them open in Grime Grove, 1 in Rivergrass, 1 in Winds Vault, 2 in Shadow Watch Rest, and 1 in Sapphire Port. So those are the 5 fungi extermination quests. Traders have reported increased monsters to the west of town. You're being paid to investigate. 200 gold if you figure out what is going on. Job number 3 is an escort, a trade caravan to Mythcrest. They're traveling by land. It is 400 gold pay. Here, I can actually... I realized I'm not posting these anywhere for you guys. I should probably post them in notes. Basically, you're going to go up and just say you're accepting this quest. It's yours for a set number of time, and then it'll get added on to others. There are a couple. Sorry, I'm just getting the notes posted here. I got one more to post. Okay, so each of those quests is all ranked at the hatchling, and you're allowed to accept it. So the ones I didn't continue over, Grime Grove has requested additional hands for a dungeon culling. The monsters have been exponentially growing, so they need to cull them down. You're paid 5 gold per day that you are working, and the group who collects the most beast crystals also gets a bonus, as well as you get to sell all the crystals. Uh, there's an extended contract for a trade caravan guard. You'll be traveling overland from Silverport to Sapphireport, stopping for a week in each city: Mythcrest, Demongate, Riverscraft, Windsvolt, and then on to Silverport. It's 120 gold a week and 1,200 upon signing the contract. And then there's been strange magical fluxes to the north of Grimegrove. Investigating. They're charging. They're going to pay 600 for the investigation because they believe it might be a possible aether break. There are 2 active fungi hives in Silverport. Investigate the monsters to the west of town. Um, yep, those are the 3. Those are the 3 active quests that will keep you here in town. Okay, so you guys are gonna take one of the hive extermination? Okay. Okay, so you guys go up to the receptionist and tell them that you'll be accepting one of the hive jobs. Um, she'll flip through some papers and pull out a map and say, "Oh, yes, yes. So there is one apparently located somewhere between here and Grime Grove. Um, and then there is another located over to the east of town. Um, I think reports say it's about 2 days. 2 days? Yes. There is one to the east and one to the north. You want to go to the north one or to the east one? Which it's about. um, it's about a to travel to Grime Grove. It's somewhere between here and Grime Grove. A journey to Grime Grove is about 5 days. So it's somewhere in there. They don't have exact specifications. They just reported that it was on the journey here. Um, the hive exterminations are just outside the city, like a day or two. The city itself is pretty taken care of. There is the city guard that tend to most things inside the city. Uh, the monsters outside the city are usually what the hunters are sent on to deal with. And then you guys could always just venture to the dungeon and just dive into the dungeon if you so choose. Sure, if you want to accept to. Um, if it's a 5 day hold, if it's not completed and returned in 5 days, um, it's put back up on the board for anyone to take again. So just remember that. Well, there's the Silverport. One of the Silverport ones is in between Grime Grove and Silverport, and you guys can turn it in Grime Grove if you so choose. Okay, so there's two jobs that are closer. So one day to the east for the fungi hive, and then one day to the west for the investigating monsters. But I assume you guys are taking the hive. Okay, So there's so you'll accept the hive that is to the east of the city. So, yep. Okay. She'll be like, okay, well, since you all, this is your first quest, here is a little starter kit. And she will pull out like a box, and she'll pull out six like crystal staff, little like crystal like torches, and you see as she pulls them out that they begin to kind of let off a bluish glow. Um, she's like, these here are called flare crystals. Um, this is the only free one you are going to get. Everyone beyond that will need to be purchased. But as you can see, they produce magical light, and if you ever find yourself in danger and need to uh, remove yourself from a situation, you can activate it, and it will return you to the nearest city. It only works one time though. They're right now they're free, but for future purchases they vary about 300 gold is the pretty standard market value. Not that I'm aware of. I've not heard of any. Of course. Okay, so you all can add a flare crystal. Yep, you all are given one. She pulled them out of a box. I just posted the notes on what it is. And she'll be like, if you guys also have some extra funds, I would recommend with the fungi hives, probably picking up a curse doll from one of the local runesmiths. Curse doll, yep. Uh, they're also about 300. Uh, my understanding is that when you're affected with like something like a poison or a paralysis, the doll suffers the effect for you, but only one time. The pretty handy tool. There's no hard points. The rarity was 3. Yes. Okay. Um, yeah. So, yeah, you're all set and good to go. The job has been registered to your group. Uh, she'll be like, "Do we have a group name yet, or do we want to think on that for a little while before I fully register this?" I know it's. Well, that's fine. That's why I asked. Flare crystal. Nope. That's the only thing they give you. She said you could probably find them for around 300. Um, I'd have to confirm that price. Trading hub. Yep, it would be 300 at the local runesmith. Uh, Oko, Okio, 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 Okio. Uh, you are from the Rivervale Kingdom, so you would know that there are quite a few creatures that do like poison. There's the basilisks that hunt the swamps. They petrify. Curstalls are an incredibly
Patrick.
lucrative and
It's lamb.
incredibly lucrative and sought after item. You guys are in the Rivervale Kingdom, so I just posted the Cursed stats in notes. Yes. They're they're valuable. No. And there is actually currently only a single one in the shop. Okay. So yeah, so you guys can buy the single one that there is. You could figure out how you want to place that. I think it's Okio. Okay. Go ahead and make a perception or vigilance check. Um, you can make it at a difficulty of 2. Okay. Yeah, there's too much going on. Uh, so, so this city is fairly well constructed. There's lots of like fancy buildings and stuff, but you do notice that because it's built in a swamp, a lot of the city and buildings are built up on lifted floors and everything, um, and not directly on the ground, um, which causes and that is also affects the outer wall of the city, which is actually just a wooden palisade essentially that goes. There's 2 of them that encircle the city. And the only structure that is actually made out of full brick and stone is the Lord's Keep. And it's built up on a hill in one of the drier spots of the area. As you guys make your way towards the outside of town. I was talking about the layout of the city, how most of the buildings are built up off of the ground on like stilts, due to the marshy, swampy ground. The walls are built out of are wooden palisades, like 2 of them that ring the city, and then the Lord's Keep is the only non like really large stone structure, and it's built up on the rise of a dry outcropping, essentially. Nope. But you guys do hear the commotion in the Dragon Horde Tavern as you guys walk by on the way out of town. Was that as a character? Okay. You do have your sheet. You do have your sheet I sent you in your private channel, which has all of your tables that you have access to as a caster. That's there for him to keep track of, because that's one of his summons. Okay. So you guys get to the city gate, and you'll flash your hunter's tag, and they'll wave you through. And you guys are off across town, across the wilderness. So it is a day's travel to where you're supposed to be going. So why don't we, one, have someone roll a D100 to see if anything happens on the trip. Go ahead and call it. Yep. Okay. He rolled in Discord. Select your character sheet and have your character sheet posted, and then it might. Yes. Yeah. It rolled in the roll chat. Right above Swift on his forelimb. You might have to refresh. In the sessions chat. You might need to refresh. Where you see all your dice results be it. Is there an option to open the side tab down at the bottom? You might... check to the bottom bottom right. There might be a button you can click that'll open it. The other side. Click that. Yes. Okay, do you see all the dice rolls now? Okay, cool. Okay. So yeah, so you guys have a decent time traveling. You managed to find a... oh, that was just to see if anything happened. Why don't someone make a survival check and someone make a vigilance check? And we need a survival, and you can go ahead and add a blue die because all of you are working together, and vigilance as well. Add a blue die as well. Yep. Difficulty, make it make it an average, so 2 purple. Yep, I need a vigilance check, yes. Yes, it did. You got 3 successes. Add a blue as well, Bruno. Make it 3 purple for the vigilance. Well, it's a different check. Okay. You might need to scroll up or refresh. I use it on. I use it in Chrome. Okay. Yeah. So you managed to make your way through the swamps unimpeded. Um, no, you guys have managed to find a path through. There are also there are also um, there are specialized wagons and giant turtles that pull them, designed for the swamps. Um, as you guys are arguing, because of that threat that was on the vigilance, you notice right as they notice you, Vanya. Um, as a couple groups of risen fungi begin flanking you from both sides. So if everyone wants to drop their tokens. Really? Interesting. Oh, who's taking away dice or coins? Oh. Oh, you have to use your... Oh, you're not using a mouse. Do you know where... Do you... The assets. I'm bringing a mouse for you. Okay, everyone go ahead and roll vigilance. Yes. Tick the add to initiative in the roller. So, when you have your character sheet open, you scroll down to vigilance. You'll click it, it'll pop the thing up, and then you'll tick the thing that says add to initiative right above the... Nope, this is just a straight up normal roll. Okay, the printed version? I could give you one here if you want to come grab it real quick. Yeah, that's fine. No worries. Okay. Alright, so you guys are all clustered right now. Okay. This one here is going to move into engaged range with you guys. And it's going to make an attack. They're on the map. Who am I targeting? It's a group of about 5 of them. I think they're going to go for Vanya. It is. It's already generated because I targeted you. Yeah, if you... Okay, here comes the attack. So it is going to use its bite. It did not generate any advantage. It generated 1 threat, so you get to spend that threat to do something to it. But it is going to deal 6 damage to you. So 1 threat, you can cause it to suffer 1 strain or lose the benefits of a prior maneuver. I guess suffer 1 strain. Okay. No, you're fine. We'll get there. Okay. And that is the end of their turn. So, first PC turn. Yeah. Let me find it. Not in that page. Yep, you found it? Okay. So, basically what you're going to do is you're going to attack them, set up your attack, and then when you're building the target and the range, you select the other weapon, so you're doing 2-weapon fighting. That will automatically increase the difficulty, and if you generate enough 2 advantage, you get to hit with the other weapon. But you actually don't have to do that because your weapons are linked, right? So you just have to, yeah, you don't need to hit with you don't need to add the second one to the attack. Here, let me... I'm just adding 1 and 2 to their names. So if you refresh your page, it should be number 1. Because does it say the name for you? Yes. Ooh, free upgrade. Yep. Ooh. So you can hit with your second weapon for another 10 damage. So that's hit snap and then crackle. It should automatically hit. Yeah. Nope. Two. So you still have 1 advantage left. To the next player. Okay. Okay. So, you come in swinging with your clubs, and you just beam three of the fungi in the heads and just knock them to the ground. So 3 of the 5 are down. Yeah, they're like a cluster. They're a minion group. So yeah, so the bigger ones were a group of are groups of 5 right now. So you've taken 3 of the 5 out of that group. Okay. The ones up higher. Yeah, they're a single one. Yeah. Okay. Who would like to take the next spot? Okay. You get a blue die to the first roll you do this turn. Are you staying in the same range band, or are you using a maneuver to actually move? A little more narrative positioning. Okay. Who are you targeting? Oh, okay. Don't target anything, just activate the spell. What does it say your dice are? Five difficulty. Let me see what the spell. What spell was it? You can remove 2 of them. I think it's because you clicked engaged. Oh. So in the moment, you're kind of like trying to channel the magic, and you just can't get it to. You're still trying to. I will say, if you want to spend all 3 of that advantage, you can try to finish the casting on your next turn, and it won't cost you 2 extra strain. You have to. No, nothing bad happens. No. You just didn't quite get enough there to finish the spell. Yeah, you can do that if you want. The next player. Okay. Okay. The next minion group, they're going to move in. You're looking tasty. That's Bruno. He needed, he needs to go make food real quick, and then he'll be back. But his character's already gone, so, you know what? We're gonna flip a coin back for this one, just because. Keith, this swarm comes up and is on top of you all of a sudden. Oh, damn! Holy crap! Okay, what do you want to do with that? What do you want to do with that despair? It's in. You could. No. Maneuvers like a move, aim, assist, take cover. Like crossbows to have prepare to like reload them. You could take an aim action, and on your next turn when you cast a spell you get an extra blue die. Okay. So I think you're currently, if you go next you'll have 4 blue die. Okay. The funky is prone. Let me mark that. A fallen prone. Okay, and it's now the PC's turn. So I believe Keith was gonna go. Are you doing... what spell are you doing? Okay. You will have to upgrade it one more time to make it close quarters because you are engaged with them. You'll have to add one more purple die to make it so you can attack him. Just so you know. So go ahead and generate your dice pool. What's going on? Did you pass me the dice? What dice is it showing you? Three green, yellow. Should only be three purple. Yes, but the difficulty of your spell... Hold on. Adding... So... Hold on. No. The way that spells work, the difficulty is the defense. So you should have three purple dice because you have to make the spell close combat. No, you can. You just have to give it the close combat effect. And then you get 4 blue. So it should be 1 yellow, 3 green, 3 purple, 4 blues. Yep. Ooh. Yep. Okay, for 12 damage. Okay. Spend your maneuver to move to the next range band. Do it. Okay. You crushed 2 of the 5 in that group. Okay. Who would like to go next? Yeah? Yes. Group one has two of them left. Oh my gosh. Okay. That is. Okay. 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 So. Yes. Okay, this guy's gonna move into range with you guys. And he's gonna go after Garrus. I'm gonna flip a coin because I can. Okay. Okay. Oh. Okay. He'll pass the 2 dice on to his next. Okay. Okay. This one over here is gonna see Benedict there. He passed. And we're gonna flip a coin. Anyone want to flip a coin back? Well, that would be Rob gets to choose if he wants to. Okay. Okay, sure. We can have it anybody, but it's only 1 player coin per roll. Okay. Gonna roll. There we go. Okay. So he gets 3 successes, but not enough to do anything else. So you're gonna take 13 damage. Yes. You have a soak of 2. You'll tick it up to 11, yeah. That was a very angry hit. Okay. This guy over in the other one. Yep, he cast the spell. He threw like a ball of spores at him. This guy? That is short, medium. Because your square is engaged, the next one is short, and then it would be medium after that. Okay. And now it's top of the round. Or not top of the round. PC turn. Not yet, Bruno, but Rob did just take 11 damage. Okay. The one between you and Keith? Okay. That is fungi 2. They are prone, so let me see what that does. Yes. And then you got past 6 blue die? Okay. So 12 damage. Are you gonna crit? You spend your crit threshold in advantage to deal a critical injury. So I will let you know, minion groups, usually if you crit them, they just die. Okay, so this minion group is dead. So you're doing what? Okay. Okay, that will be 2 strain. Oh, you're doing that with your. Ah, okay. 4. Okay. Okay. Jolie, it's your turn. There are 2 engaged with you and 1 at short range. Yeah, you might need to refresh. But I feel like we were having issues with Roll20 even still, though. Like, sometimes it would, like, freeze up. Yeah. It doesn't make me do it as much. But I don't know if that's because I'm running the game. Yeah, you're engaged with 2. You're engaged with the Risen Fungi and the Fungi Bruiser. And then there's a fungi spore caster at short range. No. Your second maneuver would cost strain, but because you used your advantage to do a free maneuver, your second maneuver ended up being free. Yes, you don't have to attack the engaged ones, though. You can attack one at short range. The risen fungi are bodies that have been infected with the fungi. Which one? Oh, yeah. Okay, you will have to add an extra purple because your spell does not have melee combat. Because you're engaged with them. Because you're doing fireball. Yes, so it'd be one more. So your dice pool should be... Yes, it should be 2 yellow, 2 green. You would have 6 blue, and then 4 purple. Does that look right? Boom. Okay, so that's 9 damage. Let's see if they survive that. That kills them. Okay. I'm going to do a thing real quick. I was removing the NPC slots, so I just wanted to make sure I was doing it fair. Okay, top of the round. That bruiser is going to go after Gareth's again. Oh, yes. Yes, go ahead and make a fear check for me, because you did take a lot of damage. Let's say it's a discipline check. With that, I'll say make it a 3 difficulty. Okay, go ahead and roll that. You are disoriented Uh, for 2 rounds. So for you, disoriented means you add black to all of your checks. So, so there should be a little. If you scroll up by your name, there should be a little 4 little circles that have symbols. You should be able to mark one as disoriented. We're gonna flip a coin, Garrus. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some root beer.
No, Gavin.
Why?
It's too late. It's after bedtime.
Can I have the rest of my Mountain Dew?
If it's in your cup, you can drink it. If not, then no. Funky Bruiser hits you with his claws for 8 damage. Okay. And it's first PC turn. Jolie's, did you pass for advantage? Okay. Oh. Damn. Okay. Okay, so crit. And then that adds plus 10. He loses his free maneuver for the rest of the encounter. Nope, he can't. He's looking very hurt too. You got him good with that attack. Okay, so you still have 1 advantage you haven't spent. Okay. Player? Who would like to go next? The Bruiser is engaged with Garrus. The caster is beyond him. For your aim. Are you going to aim again? Have you used your maneuver this turn? Two. Boom. Okay, you put an arrow in its head and it goes down. You can't do another maneuver because you've already done 2 maneuvers this turn. You can't exceed 2 maneuvers. So you can pass 4. Yes. Yes. The way, but the thing is the way aim works is aim. Once you aim, it stays there until you perform a maneuver that is not the aim, or you attack. So if he wants to just sit there for 5 turns and do nothing but aim maneuvers, he can just keep building up blue die. That's the way the aim maneuver functions. But if he has to move or he has to do anything else, he loses all previous dice built up. You don't understand that? Yes. That was one of his. You can do. So he. So there was a total of 3 maneuvers used for the dice that he got, but one of the maneuvers was done on 1 turn and 2 of them were done on the active turn. Your active turn can only have 2 maneuvers performed at once. But if you have a prior benefit from a maneuver on another turn, that stays, especially if it's an aim maneuver. So if you spent 2 maneuvers your turn before to aim and you didn't attack, you would still keep those 2 blue dice floating because you are still technically aiming until you have to do something else. So on your next turn, you could aim again to get a 3rd die and then shoot. And then it's because the blue die get used when you attack, or they get expended and disappear when you have to do a move or something else. So like there is some benefit. Yeah. There is some benefit to holding and doing a couple maneuvers to aim over and over, but at the same time it takes you out of combat so you're not performing your attack, because if you attack, those dice get added to it automatically. You can't just negate using them. Um, the aim maneuver. Oh yeah, you're right. It would only go up to 2. Yeah, you'd only benefit from up to 2. Sorry, I was thinking. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. It does say you can do it gain 2 if it's 2 consecutive, and it doesn't state going beyond that. So, but yes, he could split the 2 maneuvers on different turns. He just can't attack between them, basically. Okay. Okay. Next PC. Okay. No. You doing which one? You're the Terrifier? Uh, that is already default short, so you don't have to change anything. Just click, just click the target. Is all you need to do, and then you get to add 4 blue, and then add a black as well. Make sure there's a black on there. Okay, let me see something real quick. There'll be 1 more black. Oh. So you shoot it and it flies out past and it misses the target, but um, you notice that your wand, Benedict, your dagger, uh, some of the wood and the metal has begun to split. Your spell implement is now damaged 1 step to minor. Are you dropping your wand? Okay. So your wand, just for future reference, adds a black die to every single check, no matter what, until you repair it. And that was the despair that happened. So you now have 7 advantage. What would you like to do with that 7 advantage? Unfortunately, that's, I don't think, something you can do. Okay. 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 Keith? Seven. He is at, from you, medium range. So, what is your... You'll move closer. Okay, so he's at short range, so you don't need to modify your spell any. Yes. You're engaged with everything inside the hex. You gonna flip a coin? Okay. Let me see here. Yes, he's adversary 1 and he has defense. So yes. It might be. It might be based. You might have clicked the actual range. Go ahead and remove one of the purple die. Yes. Yeah, you just need to select him. Because your difficulty is generated by the spell, not by the range. Holy crap. Okay. He takes a bunch of damage. What else are you doing with that triumph and those advantage? It can. You could do it 4 times. Because triumph, and then you could do 2, 4, 6. Yeah, so it's a plus 30 crit. Yes, I roll that on him. Oh, he got a gruesome injury. What is that? Oh, I gotta roll another dice. Two. So his brawn is decreased by 1 because of that injury. You have 1 more advantage. The free maneuver, I believe, costs 2. Yeah. You could recover a strain. Yep, you could recover 1 strain with that. Okay. It is his turn now. He's gonna attempt this again. He's gonna target Joleets this time. Oh, hold on. And then I flipped a coin to upgrade it. You gonna flip a coin back? Or you keep it? Okay. Okay, so it is going to successfully hit you for 12 damage, but there's 2 threat you get to spend. Two threat. You could force him to suffer a strain per. You could get a free maneuver. You could. What? I was gonna say you could give a blue die to the next character. Okay, that's for both of the threat though. So 1 die. It's only 1 die passed to the next person because you're generating it from threat. You can recover 2 strain. Or you could have them suffer 2 strain. Okay, so blue die to the next player. Okay. We got a player turn. Who would like to go? I think... And there's... Okay. That should be it. Okay, so 10 damage, and that does kill him. The Risen Funky are the undead. The Bruiser and the Sporecaster are not former bodies. They are just sentient fungus. Yes. Um, Post combat, we make a roll. Um, so you're all going to make either a discipline or a cool check with no difficulty. Keith, you heal 1 strain. Benedict, you heal 3 strain. Jolise, you heal 2. What? Um, Not necessarily. No. Not for this one. It's a type of creature. Um, Ben, your wand was the steel oak, right? Okay. So it's 460. I'm just trying to figure out how much it's going to cost to repair. So, item maintenance for you, Keith, is going to be it's a mechanics check versus the difficulty, which the difficulty is just a single purple. It's going to take 2 hours. Um, it's gonna. You can increase the difficulty to halve the time it takes to repair it, and if you don't have the proper tools to repair it, it increases. Perfect. So you don't have to worry about that. And then it's 25%. The gold value you have to spend worth of stuff is 25% of the total value. So 115 gold. And then if you when you roll it, you can spend advantage to reduce the cost by 10% per advantage you spend. Are you going to repair it now, or are you going to repair it once you get back to town? This was your job you guys were done doing. The hive. It's yeah. So you guys found it. You guys noticed that after the fight, you noticed that they came from what looks to be like a kind of like a little grove that had a bunch of fungus. You guys can easily kill it and burn it. If you guys wanted to. As long as y'all have bedrolls, you can sleep fine. Okay. Um, for heal, heal one difficulty if you're just targeting a single person. Then it and you're what kind of caster are you? You're a rune caster? Oh, you're a lore keeper, so it is Arcana, yes. So you can 2 difficulty then. Okay. You do heal 4 advantage, 4 strain on both of them. What was that? No. The only time you need to track ammo is when despair or enough or threat causes you to run out of ammo. Then you have your extra quiver to reload, basically. Yeah, so your quiver is just like a reload when you run out of ammo, basically. And you only run out when, narratively with the dice, it happens. Yeah, you could go. Yep, you'll need to do 2 difficulty. Yep. No, so you spend additional target, you put 1 difficulty, you can spend advantage to target additional people beyond that, but you get 2 people for free with your with the 1 difficulty upgrade. So 2 purple dice. You could just do it now. Okay, you're gonna attempt to heal. Okay. So who were you targeting, Jolitz? Yourself and Benny? Okay, so you both heal 2 wounds and 1 strain. But you still have to spend 2 strain for casting the spell. So you're trying to cast heal. So the spell is going to cost you 2 strain. It's a difficulty of 1 to target 1 person that you're engaged with that is not incapacitated. So you're going to roll your primal. You're a primal caster, right? Primal versus 1 difficulty to just. It's under your skills. It's in your skills. There's a magic section. Plus 1 purple. And who are you targeting? Just Benny? Okay. Yep. Yes. So you heal 1 wound on Ben. Oh, you have a holy focus, right? Uh, okay, are we all good? Or are we gonna keep attempting? Um, Keith, with that threat. Keith, you're going to suffer 1 wound and 2 extra strain from that spell. Keith attempted to heal you again, so you got another 2 healed. And then Jolie's got another 2 healed. And then Oki, you targeted who? So 3 from. Elixirs are good, yeah. So, I just posted a consolidated cheat sheet in the links channel. The first page of it is all about healing and recovery. Everything on there is about, and it's like the most common and ways to go about it. So it's the rundown of that. It's the exact same as the healing one. It's just stamina. So they're equivalent. So like each one you drink reduces the effectiveness by one for that day. Okay. Why don't we have you guys make another survival check to travel back to town? Are you guys are just gonna travel the whole night, or are you guys gonna find somewhere to camp? Okay, because it is going to be like pitch black dark here soon. Find some high ground. Okay. Okay. So yeah. So make a survival check. So find some high ground place to make camp. If everyone's working together, you get to add a blue die. um, because it's getting dark and it's on a time frame, I'm gonna make this a 3 difficulty. Purple. You get to add a blue die, yes. Oh, flip a coin. Okay, that's a free upgrade. Go ahead and flip the coin. Now it's the yellow and green up arrow dice. Yeah. Within 30 minutes, you find a really nice, like, actual, like, kind of like raised rock outcropping. So you guys have shelter on most sides, as well as you're up out of the marshy, gross water. A lot. Okay. So you guys are gonna set up camp. Okay. You all have bedrolls, yes? Okay. Everybody should. Everybody should. It came in the starting character stuff. So, if you don't have a bedroll, you don't get to enjoy a full night's rest out in the wilderness, basically. You get sleep, you just don't get the benefits of it. Technically you do, but right, so you're gonna attempt to cook them a risotto? Okay. You have never cooked with fungi before, right? Okay, so I'm going. Yeah, not a sentient fungi. So go ahead and roll a survival check for cooking. You have your cooking supplies with you. Um, so we'll say 3 purple because you don't know what you're doing with them yet. You haven't learned. Um, no, it just doesn't become harder. Um, I will say with that advantage, you do not poison everyone, but you definitely did not succeed in making an absolutely tasty meal. It's edible, but it's not tasty. Yeah, you didn't use it all. What's the thingy? Look, there's Keith's reaction. Okay. You are no longer disoriented. That was only like 2 rounds. It was only a single difficulty. If you want to try to rush it, like make it, okay, you're just gonna go regular. Okay. So it's just one difficulty mechanics check. Okay, go ahead and roll. Oh, there we go. So the cost is reduced. Yes. And it costs 100 and... Okay, and then you want to use that triumph as an advantage too? Yeah. Reduce cost by 10% per advantage. So we'd reduce it by an additional 30. So it was 115 was the cost you have to do. So so 85 gold worth of stuff to repair it. Six more gold, yeah. Okay, let me see what Jolene wants to do. Oh, okay. So while you all are there working on the mechanics, repairing the wand, and kind of just settling in while Jolene is cleaning, why don't you all just make a vigilance or perception check, whichever one. Um, just a second. I need to look at something. There is supposed to be a difficulty. It's a one purple die difficulty. Okay, so everybody who got at least one success, is that everyone? No, Vanya didn't. Neither did you. Yes, that is a success. So Keith, Ben, and oh wait, are you wanting to use the new roll or the old roll? Okay. Well, you would still technically fail with that one. You would catch on that something is happening, but you wouldn't know what it was. So why don't we have Garrus and Keith? They're the only ones who succeeded. And Joel Eats jump into Whispers. Okay. What do they hear, Joel Eats? So at this point, you would probably, if you guys are actively talking, the rest of the group would hear. So let's jump back. Okay. So Keith, you walk over. So Ben, Ben, you 100% know that what she just said to Keith was a lie. With that triumph. Let's keep it going. Okay. So you guys are gonna sleep? Okay. So, Garrus and Vanya are taking first watch? Or are we gonna just only one person per watch? Okay. Um, Vanya's Goliath from Mathalun, right? Pretty much, yeah. Okay. So the night happens. Everybody gets to heal one wound and all strain from a full night's rest. Yep. Okay. Um, so would there's some stuff that probably happened over the night. Uh, Eggs, would you like to explain? Well, there's six of you, so you could do three watches of two people each. Um, it's definitely like a constant thing, but I wouldn't say it's so much that it affects how you all sleep. You probably are all very well aware of it. So it's mostly an awareness thing, like because you guys are sleeping in the middle of like a hostile swamp, so you're all not sleeping like super deep. But you're actively aware of him, so you're not like 100% like rested. What are you wondering? Oh, uh, I'm gonna say you have to probably rest just as much as everyone else. Um, you're probably immune to poison. You don't need to breathe or eat. Um, but you still need to rest like everyone else. Um, yes. I'll have to work on a little synopsis, things like that for everyone. That I just hadn't gotten there yet. That may change in the future depending on how I feel, but you're essentially your body is artificial, but your soul and you are real. You've become sentient, so you do need to like mentally rest. Yes, but the way it functions is you actually need to rest. Yes. Yeah. I'm gonna say you're sleeping like everyone else. The way it functions in this one. You can flavor it like you just shut yourself off, um, and power down, but you're actually sleeping. Yep. Okay. Okay. What are you working on? Okay. Okay. Let's just do a knowledge lore check. Um, at a difficulty of 2. Okay. You don't feel like you make much progress this evening, but nothing blows up. Okay. Okay. So morning comes. Morning comes, and you all make your way back to town. Go ahead and roll a survival check to get back to town. It's daylight again, so you could have 2 difficulty. Joel eats. Survival. You're getting everyone back to town. Okay. So you managed to make it back to town at a fairly decent pace. Okay. Yeah. So you guys make it back to town. And you head into the Hunters Guild, where the receptionist that you guys actually helped yesterday sees you, goes, "Ah, you're back. How goes the hunting? Successful? Ah, yes, yes. Bring the crystals here. And let's check on how you did." Okay, so it looks like you had a bit of a hoard of the Risen. Um, these go for 1 gold each. Um, the Bruiser. Let me see here. That will be 51 gold for that one. I'm gonna update my notes while I do this because I don't have these statted out for prices yet. And a Spore Caster. Oh, that one. Those ones are tricky. Um, well, glad you're okay. Um, that one will net you 400. So it looks like your grand total comes out to 461 gold. Plus the actual job, which is an additional 200. So 660. Okay. So at this point, I think this is a great place to stop for the night. Um, so we're going to end the recording here, and we will pick up next time. Uh, uh, Thanks, YouTube, for watching. I hope you enjoy episode 1. We'll catch you next time.